YouTube was Zam, it's your boy Zell, back with another banger video. In this video, Bill Haney targets Tank Davis for Devin's comeback fight. We also gonna talk about why this is the biggest fight in boxing. Um, and Haney needs a tune-up before he fights any more huge names. Let's get it. First of all, Bill Haney said that they want Tank Davis for Devin's comeback fight. He said his exact words are, "We not talking, we not taking shit. Tank Davis when he finished with Lamont Roach. How about that?" It's pretty much Bill saying they're not just talking shit, they're not taking shit. They want Tank when he done with Lamont. And I mean, I respect the call out. I mean, they've been calling Tank out for years, but I think this timing is terrible. And just because of that, I think Bill Haney, I think he's just blowing smoke up people out. I think this cap, bro. No boxer comes off a huge loss and fights an even better opponent. That's just not how the sport is. Because let's just be real, when you come off a loss, your confidence down just a little bit. You questioning yourself just a little bit, you know. And Tank Davis is better than Ryan Garcia, way better than Ryan Garcia. So nobody comes off a huge loss and fights a better opponent. So I think Bill Haney just talking shit. I don't think he's dead serious, and if he is, they really crazy men. They crazy guys because nobody in boxing does that. Yeah, and with that being said, the fight is still the biggest fight in boxing, no matter how you slice it. Because even when we think about boxing, the top 10 pay-per-views of all time all involve, a lot of them involve like 7 or 8 or 10 out of 10 of them involve black boxers, and a lot of them involve black boxers fighting other big black boxers. Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Lewis. It's a whole bunch. Floyd Mayweather fighting a lot of guys. A lot of big fights involve black fighters, and specifically a lot of them involve black fighters fighting other black fighters. So we know Tank versus Devin has been the biggest fight brewing up for a long time. Right on side of, well, this fight should have happened 10 years ago, 5 to 10 years ago. AJ versus Deontay. That fight would have been huge. Like 5 years ago when they was both in their prime, that fight would have been the biggest in boxing. Now Tank Davis versus Devin Haney is one of the biggest in boxing. And I don't just say that because of the combined fan bases and the tribalism. I say that because we know Haney is the most hated person in boxing. And we know that Tank is, if not one of the two most loved, the most loved person in boxing, right on side Canelo. He got fanboys. Tank Davis and Canelo represent the same thing. They represent a culture, but they represent the part of the culture that don't value competition, that don't value toughness, and don't value you trying to be the best. They value you having pretty wins over mediocre competition. The Mexican people that like Canelo are very similar to the black fans that like Tank. They value pretty wins over mediocre competition. People complaining how Devin Haney gets his wins. Real boxing fans care about you winning versus tough comp. We don't care how you win. We care you get it done. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Pittsburgh Steelers have never been known to play the prettiest brand of football, but they known for their winning ways. And that's the type of boxer you should appreciate. A boxer known for his winning ways, not how pretty he get it done, but the fact that he gets it done. You heard? And Tank Davis not known for just for getting it done versus tough competition. He known for looking pretty against mediocre people. His best 2 fights up to date were Ryan Garcia and Pitbull Cruz. That's his best competition. But he had pretty wins, not versus Pitbull. He had a pretty win versus Ryan. He had a tough win versus Pitbull. That's why people don't want him to rematch him. But the truth of the matter is that was the most competitive fight. That's what real boxing heads should be pushing for. Tank versus Pitbull. It was a draw. That fight ended in a draw. They should rematch. But real boxing heads gonna say that. But the casual fanboys gonna be like, nah, Pitbull don't deserve a rematch because he's too good. That's what the casual fanboys of Tank Davis gonna say. If you too good and you give Tank trouble, you don't deserve a rematch. In fact, they gonna call you boring if you give Tank trouble, even though Pitbull was bringing a fight to Tank. So I mean, at the end of the day, we know that Tank the most loved and Devin the most hated. So this fight's still the biggest in boxing. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Haney gonna need a tune-up before he fights any big names, any huge names, any huge competition. And I think his tune-up is going to either be Catterall, Jack Catterall, Richardson Hitchens, or Teofimo Lopez. Him and Teo have been screaming at each other for years, saying they ducking each other. I think both of them ducking each other. I think they both just need to call each other on the phone, erase the middleman. I think Devin Haney need to get to your number and be like, hey, bro, let's make this fight happen. Or Teofimo need to call Devin Haney phone and be like, hey, let's make this happen. Because if Bud never reached out the arrow and skipped the middleman, that fight probably would have never happened, or at least on the terms we wanted it. That was it. That was a fight where both men came in at his best, the best they had, and gave it their all. And Bud was the better man. But Devin Haney, we know Devin Haney already. Like he skipped the middleman. He don't even have a. He is his promoter. He works with promoters because that's what promoters do. You know, all the promoters working with Turkey, top rank or work with another platform, or the zone or work with another platform to make huge fights happen. And that's how Devin Haney gets down. So we know he skipped the middleman. But it's like Teofimo Lopez, look, he hiding behind his middleman, and Bob Arum, he hiding behind the middleman. Take the middleman out the equation. Make the shit just smooth the transition. I'm going to call you, and we're going to talk about fighting each other, and we're going to make sure the money right, get it as close to 50-50 as possible. Try to get most of our demands met as possible, and we're going to make the fight happen. That's how it should be. Skip the middleman. Turkey said Teofimo Lopez didn't want it. Teofimo Lopez went on the media saying, yeah. Teofimo was like, yeah, bro. Those allegations is false. Teofimo turned it down on Instagram Live. We got the video of Teofimo saying he don't want to fight, but now Bob Arum talking about Devin Haney ducked him. It's just a whole lot of shit going on. Teofimo Lopez saying he don't want to fight extra fights. He don't plan on fighting Devin. They're going to stall him out and never fight him just for Devin to become undisputed anyways. So, and then we know why Devin Haney most hated. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. This is why Devin Haney most hated. Devin Haney said he'll never lose to a white boy. He pushed Lomachenko on the stage, and then he beat him. And now a lot of the white fanboys, and I understand that's racist, bro. He shouldn't have said that. He apologized for it. He shouldn't have said that about white people. I don't think racism should exist, you know. He shouldn't have said it, but that's why he really hated, because of what he said about white boys. But they don't want to admit it, but they're still in their feelings about it, you know. That's why when we bring up Ryan Garcia being racist, they try to use Devin Haney saying some racist shit to combat what Ryan said, when in reality, nah, you still in your feelings about that, and I understand that. But if you're gonna be mad at me for doing something, acknowledge that. Don't use that as a reason for you to do some bullshit. If I do some fuck shit, acknowledge it. Don't use that as a reason to do some fuck shit, you know? And I think that's what they're doing. I think they're using Devin Haney saying he'll never lose to a white boy and pushing Lomachenko and beating their white savior as a reason to hate him and shit on every move he makes. Because in all reality, they don't hate what Devin Haney does. They hate what Devin Haney does. They hate what Devin does. They don't hate what he does. They hate him because he the one doing it. That's why when he sued Ryan, they said he was lame, he was weak. But when Ryan sued Bill, nobody cares. It's like it didn't even happen, right? It was the weakest shit ever. But as soon as Ryan sued Bill, nobody gives a fuck, right? He's suing them for harassment, for trying to force them to rematch him. But they saying Devin Haney ducking the rematch. And he trolling on the media, talking about Haney them harassing him on the media, allegedly. So it's a bunch of bullshit going on. But that's just further proof that they don't care what Haney does. They care what Haney does. You know, they don't care what he does. They care what he does, you know, because he the man and they hate him. But I don't think they fighting Tank in their very next fight. But I think Devin Haney need to get back to the ring whenever that suspension get lifted. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this. Till next time, man.